Hello, my name's Aviva, and today I'm going to talk about the Addicted/Calloway Sister series. So for the past couple of weeks, I have been reading the Addicted/Calloway Sister series, and every time I post a picture about it to Instagram, I get flooded with messages of like, oh, what order are you reading it in? Are there any trigger warnings? What is it about? Is it any good? Is it worth it? All of that sort of stuff. And I decided, why don't I make you guys a video instead, just breaking down the entire series and giving you all of the information in one place so you guys have something to reference. So that is what I'm doing today. I want to give you guys a spoiler-free rundown of everything you need to know. So if you are interested in reading the Addicted/Calloway Sister series, then keep watching. So before we get started, let's get the trigger warnings out of the way. So there are trigger warnings for alcoholism and addictions to sex. That also comes with some stuff like anxiety and depression and things along those lines. People basically struggling with addiction. So if that is something that you have to be careful of and you don't really want to read about, then this series probably isn't the best for you. There are also explicit sex scenes in all of these books, so this series isn't necessarily a dark romance, but it does cover dark topics. So that's that. But basically, the story starts off with Lily and Lo. Lily is the sex addict and Lo is the alcoholic. And you're starting off the story where they are deep in their addictions and they are currently fake dating each other so that they can do whatever they want without their parents on their back. They've been best friends their entire life and they do everything together. And in their senior year of high school, they made this pact to start fake dating so that Lily can go and have sex with whoever she wants and Lo can go and drink whatever he wants without their families and their parents on their back. And it's been working for them so far. They're now in college and they're basically living their life, except they're very secluded. They stick to just themselves and their addictions and whatever it is that they're doing. And the story kind of starts off showing you how they're fake dating, how their life is going, and then slowly you're going to start to meet the other people that are going to come into the story, which is Rose, Connor, Reich, and Daisy. So those are the four people that you are going to slowly meet throughout the first couple of books, and you're going to get to know them, and then eventually you're going to get to see their romances as well. So throughout all 10 books, these are the 6 people that you're basically going to be following. It's the 3 Calloway sisters as well as their significant others. So you have 6 people, 3 couples, 1 epic story. And what's so amazing about this series is not only getting to see, everybody going through their lives, but you get to see the friendship between all 6 of these characters. Some of them are related, some of them are just really good friends, and throughout all 10 books, all of the dynamics between all of them are like constantly changing, and you basically just get to live in their world with them, and it's just amazing. I can't even begin to explain how deeply invested you end up getting into all 6 of these characters' lives. You're following these 10 books that are all following 6 characters. Even if one book is just through 2 people's POVs, you still get to see so many of everybody else that you get so invested, I can't even begin to explain. So basically, that's kind of the gist of it. I don't really want to give anything more away, only because, I don't want to have any spoilers in this video, but that's kind of where the story starts off. You start off with their addictions, everybody ends up coming into their lives and starts helping them get better, and then, it takes off from there, and it goes very, very far. So one thing about all of these characters is that they're all extremely wealthy. Their parents all own these very big companies. Like the Calloway sisters, their parents own this company named Fizzle, which is kind of like Coke and Pepsi's biggest competitor. And then Lo owns this company that is basically like baby products, like Johnson & Johnson sort of thing, And then basically every character comes in and they are very wealthy in their own way. And then throughout this series, they're going to become famous, and then you're going to start dealing with the paparazzi and things like that. But let's not get too off topic here. The basic deal of the series is that you're dealing with these 2 characters that have really big addictions, and you are going to follow their journey to getting better. And one more big thing that I wanted to point out, which is kind of like a big vibe of the story, because they're wealthy, they do all of these fun trips. In every single book, you get to either go to Mexico or Cancun or on a yacht trip, and you're always taking private jets and things like that. It's a lot of fun, and you're kind of living living that sort of life with them. Like they're living in mansions and things like that, and it really gives off that vibe. And obviously there's so much more going on than that, but I thought that it was really important to point that out because it does add a lot to the story. But anyway, let's get into the reading order. So there are two series that Krista and Becca Ritchie recommend reading mixed together. So you have the first 6 books, which is Addicted to You, Ricochet, Addicted for Now, Thrive, and then Addicted After All. So that's actually 5 books, my mistake. But then you also have the Calloway Sister series, which is Kiss the Sky, Hot House Flower, Fuel the Fire, and then Long Way Down. And then you have an epilogue book, which is called Some Kind of Perfect. So let's talk about all of that first. The Addicted series, the first 5 books, that is from Lily and Lo's point of view. And that is technically like the original series, but you really have to read the Calloway Sister series in middle of the Addicted series, how Krista and Becca Ritchie recommend it, because even though it's split up into 2 series, you're still only following one storyline. So how they recommend reading it is to first read the first 3 books, which is Addicted to You, Ricochet, and then Addicted for Now. So this is the first 3 books from Lily and Lo's point of view. Then you should jump to Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower. So Kiss the Sky is from Connor and Rose's point of view, and Hot House Flower is from Daisy and Reich's point of view. And these 5 books, they're following one storyline. So right after Addicted for Now, you're jumping into Kiss the Sky, and the story is literally continuing as if like it was just the next book, not the next series. And then after Hot House Flower, Krista and Becca Ritchie recommend jumping back to the Addicted series and reading Thrive. So the thing with Thrive is that you're actually going to be rereading the time of everything that happened in Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower. So it's kind of like a doubled up book, and I really don't know how to feel about this book specifically because you're kind of replaying every single thing that happened, but I don't think you would understand the book itself without reading Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower, except you do get some extra information in Thrive that you kind of really want to know if you like are very into Lily and Lo and you want to like see everything that happened in Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower just from their point of view, because you get to see some background information, you get to see some things that happened behind the scenes of Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower and things like that. So while it is technically a kind of repetitive book, I still say that you shouldn't skip it because there is some stuff in there that I think is really important to Lily and Lo's story. So this book is kind of like, the up in the air for me of like, I feel like it didn't really need to exist in these 10 books because we could have taken the information that we got from Thrive and just like stuffed it into Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower somehow, and like then we would have had everything we needed. But at the same time, it is still nice to see like some scenes that we didn't get to see in Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower, and then also we're basically seeing everything that happened in those 2 books just from Lily and Lo's point of view, so we obviously get a lot of background information. So that's kind of the deal with what Thrive is. And then we're going to move to Addicted After All, which is Lily and Lo's final book from their POV. So you're basically jumping after Thrive into Addicted After All, but you're also jumping from Hot House Flower into Addicted After All because Thrive is like a double book sort of thing. So technically Thrive and Hot House Flower end at the same point, and then you jump into Addicted for Now and continue on the one storyline. That's kind of the gist of that. And then you're jumping back into Connor and Rose's point of view for Fuel the Fire, then Daisy and Reich's point of view again for Long Way Down, and then you get the epilogue book, which is Some Kind of Perfect, where you are going to see every single person's point of view wrapped up into one final epilogue book. So throughout all 10 books, you are following one storyline, minus that weird Thrive thing where you double up on like 2 years of time. But basically, that is the reason why you have to mix together the series like Krista and Becca Ritchie recommend. Because if you would first read the Addicted series and then the Calloway Sister series, you're going to be spoiling yourself for like one or the other. You're going to have missing information. It's going to be like, when did that happen? All of that sort of mixed confusion thing. So I would just consider this as like one series, not as two series, but technically it is two series, even though, you should read it as one. So that is kind of the breakdown of, all 10 books and where they fall in the timeline. You're following one timeline, it's two different series, read it as one, just take my word for it. But then after that, if you are still very into the world, you can read Whatever It Takes and Wherever You Are, which is a duet where you're following this couple that you end up meeting in the later books of the Addicted/Calloway Sister series. So if you are very, very into this universe, you can continue on and read the duet after you finish Some Kinds of Perfect. And then if you are still extremely into this universe and you want to keep going, then you could read the Like Us series, which I'm almost positive is currently a collection of 9 books, and I'm pretty sure there are even more coming out. But in this series, you are basically following billionaires and bodyguards. You are following the children from the original Addicted series and their romances with their bodyguards. So it's not a romance per book. I'm pretty sure that the first 3 books are following like one romance, and then you jump to like a second romance, and then you jump to like a third and a fourth romance, like throughout the first 9 books. I'll make sure to have it on the screen of like what's up with the Like series. But my point is that there are a lot more books in this universe other than the original 10 books. So if you are obsessed with the Addicted series and you want to continue, there is even more for you to explore. But basically, that is the gist of the Addicted/Calloway Sister series. I can't think off the top of my head anything more to share with you for this, but I would so love to answer any questions that you have if you have them for me. So make sure to leave me a comment down below. I will try to answer anything that you ask me. If you have anything that you need, answered really quickly, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I try to answer my DMs as often as I can. But basically, that is about it. I also wanted to mention that every single Friday in the month of December, I'll be putting out another Addicted vlog. When I read this series, I ended up vlogging the entire experience, and I split up all 10 books into 5 different vlogs. So every Friday in the month of December, a new vlog is going to post with me reading a couple more of the books from this series. So if you wanted to check those out, then make sure you're subscribed to my channel. The first one is going up tomorrow, but that's obviously only if you're watching this video today. If not, then the first one might be up. Maybe all of them are up because you're here like much, much later. But my point is that I did vlog my experience of reading all of them. And if you are interested in seeing those vlogs, then make sure to check out the rest of my channel. By the end of December of 2021, all 5 vlogs will be out. But basically, if you enjoyed watching this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you aren't currently subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And like always, thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you decide to read the Addicted series because it will definitely be worth it. At least that's my own opinion. But anyway, until next time, enjoy reading.